Hi friends, and welcome to today's Spanish lesson for court interpreters. Today is part 2 of an opening statement. If you missed part 1, it's going to be the previous video on my channel, but essentially in part 1, the lawyers were talking about the defendant. Here in part 2, we're moving on to the victim. Let's begin. On the other hand, as in, on the other hand, Larry was not popular. Por otro lado, Larry no era popular. And these flashcards, they're going to tell us a story. Tuition. His parents struggled to pay the tuition. Tuition, we could say that as matrícula. And there's multiple ways of interpreting things. As interpreters, we're interpreting meaning, not word for word. So a few possibilities for his parents struggled to pay the tuition. Some possibilities: sus padres se esforzaban o luchaban por pagar la matrícula. A chip on his or her shoulder. Some kids might have a chip on their shoulder. If you've never heard that saying, a chip on the shoulder, it's kind of when life has been so hard to you, life has beaten you down so much that you kind of feel resentful. You have a chip on your shoulder. That's kind of what that means. So because we're interpreting meaning, a way that we could say that is resentimiento. Algunos jóvenes podrían sentir resentimiento. Thoughtful. He was a thoughtful and kind teacher and kind teenager. So kind of synonyms. So a few ways we could say this. Era un joven o era un adolescente considerado y amable. And again, we're going over an opening statement. So that's when the lawyer is kind of telling us what they're going to be talking about. So they're painting a picture of who Larry was. Kind, thoughtful student. Looks like his parents struggled to pay the tuition. Let's continue this story. Oxycodone hydrochloride. She found oxycodone hydrochloride in the medicine cabinet. Oxicodona clorhidrato. Oxicodona clorhidrato. But when you're interpreting, especially this is a simultaneous interpreting example, it's going to go so fast. I don't think you're going to get marked if you're interpreting things as encontró oxicodona en el botiquín. And that's why I put the hydrochloride in parentheses. Painkiller. A painkiller, a good word for this, es un analgésico. Es un analgésico potente, for it is a powerful painkiller. Prescription. You can only get this drug with a prescription. Es una receta médica. So to interpret this, we could say, este medicamento solo se obtiene con receta médica. Here in the USA, this is unfortunately a common phrase, an opioid epidemic. The opioid epidemic is affecting the country. Epidemic es epidemia. Epidemia de opioides. La epidemia de opioides afecta al país. And here it goes. The reason we're in court. Tragic turn. The situation took a tragic turn. Un giro trágico. La situación dio un giro trágico. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If this is the attorney speaking in their opening statement, they're probably talking about the other attorney. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You could say this as, no permita que nadie le diga lo contrario. multiple ways you could phrase this idea, but again, we're not interpreting word for word its meaning. So if you have a different way you'd like to say it, please put it in the comments so that we could all learn together. Caved. Caved, not as in the hole in the earth, but caved as in to give in. He finally caved. We could say that as ceder. So he finally caved, cedió. Finalmente cedió. But again, it's just the idea of giving in. So if there's another way you could have said he caved, let me know in the comments below. We've still got quite a ways to go, but as you can anticipate, a tragic turn has occurred. If you want to find out what happened to Larry, please follow along for part 3 of the opening statement lesson. Thank you so much for following along, and goodbye.